Hello everyone, welcome back to the TJOmega channel for day 1315 of our daily content grind. Today I got a little bit curious browsing through eBay and just kind of thought to myself, how much are Transformers getting to be? Like, how expensive is the aftermarket right now? And we know the little pockets of it. You know, we know Siege Prowl is apparently way expensive on the aftermarket now, which is why it got a reissue. But I was curious about the things that are supposed to be rare from the start, not things that just kind of accidentally became high demand and rare. So instead, we are going to be looking at Botcon. I don't talk about Botcon a lot on this channel because, frankly, my thoughts are not too great on them. I think, on a personal level, I think Botcon went from a really cool celebration of the fans and a great way of getting some interesting toys of past characters to what basically amounted to a scam to sell overpriced repaints of characters nobody asked for by a management team that got further and further out of touch with the community. I mean, how do you get Steve Bloom for a convention as your lead guest in the final year of Transformers Prime and then decide that the rest of the guest cast needed to be from Rescue Bots? I am not making a slight against rescue bots here. I am just pointing out that the people who are flying into a Transformer convention generally aren't there to buy rescue bots. So yeah, I feel like Botcon ended off on a little bit tone deaf, both in offerings and just how they approached the fandom. But the toys themselves were intended to be rare, and they did a lot of them. So I kind of got curious what the most expensive ones were. So what we have done here, I have gone to eBay. I have just put in a general search for Transformers Botcon, and we sorted by most expensive, and now we're at the bottom of page 1, and I'm just going to scroll up, and we are going to discover together. I will admit, I've seen the top one because I had no choice. I had to actually see the page to scroll down. But the bottom one at the very bottom is already a surprise. It's the C-Con set, which is not even technically a Botcon toy. It is a Transformer Collectors Club exclusive that was sold through their website. For those who do not know, this was a repaint box set that was pitched to Walmart back during Universe 1.0, because Hasbro loved pitching multi-pack exclusives to Walmart at that time. And unfortunately, doing so many ruination and landfill repaints at the time, they decided, you know what, we're done. Like, we're done with these combiner exclusives. You've offered too many. So unfortunately, this set never got released until Botcon did it. The fact that it's over $400 is kind of shocking to me, not because it's a very weird color scheme. It's very Universe 1.0 if you get a good look at it. But it's also just a very niche set, you know? It's surprising that it would actually have so much demand behind it. Okay, Ape Link at $415 makes sense, and that's an out-of-box Ape Link. That's one of your real old-school Botcon toys. That's pre-Fun Pub. That is pre-Fun Pub. Yeah, not surprising. And the name Ape Link itself, because of Rise of the Beast, actually did gain some notoriety. It's the only Optimus Primal repaint there is. So, yeah, surprising. Not surprising they used Ape Link again. Not surprising that, the old one is that expensive. Let's see. Okay. Shocker Act makes sense. 417 delivery, and that's that's your Rampage repaint, which always look cool. And that's if they manage to get around to just Rampage and Depth Charge, this is a shoe-in. You will absolutely see a Shocker Act, and I will be there to buy it because that is a really, really cool design. Now, interesting ones. Okay, this is the Spinister set. And Spinister and Octopunch. Spinister's repaint, I believe that was... Oh, what was the name? Was it Tomahawk? Like the movie verse deluxe helicopter toy. I believe that one was repainted into Spinister. And then Octopunch was a really weird repaint of the 2010 Sea Spray, the Voyager one that was like quasi G1, quasi movie. existed in some weird realm in between. It's interesting, like the bag sets. I guess it's a souvenir set. It was optional. It was outside the box set, so that doesn't surprise me, I guess. Still, like, that's such a weird repaint. I'm actually surprised it would have demand. Okay, that one also makes sense. Pre Fun Pub, it's Tigatron, Beast Wars. Like, there's actually like comic book fiction attached to this one, so that does not surprise me. Also, only time in the U.S. that Ravage mold was actually released over here. After Botcon used it, the mold got lost somewhere in shipping. Somewhere in shipping between factories, this mold just got completely lost. So that's why you never saw a repaint of it during any of the anniversary lines, because they know it would have minted money if they did. I saw this one recently. I actually saw it twice recently, and I think one was at TFCon. One I want to say was somewhere else in California, I think in Frankenson. I can't remember exactly, but I remember I saw it twice. Because I remember someone on my Discord showed it to me going like, wow, look what I found in the wild. And then like me going like, about a month later, I found 2 in the wild. I didn't buy them though, because they were actually more expensive than this. Okay. Botcon Alpha Trion and Weird Wolf. I used to have the Alpha Trion, traded for it back in the day. Kind of regret it, still wish I had it. It's a really, really pretty figure. Like, really, really nice looking. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, a weird Botcon homage out of the current Vector Prime toy. Like, that's how much I liked the look of that figure. I only got the Alpha Trion. I never got the Weird Wolf. And that isn't... I was gonna say, it's a weird use of Cybertron Snarl, but also, what else are you gonna use Cybertron Snarl for? Like, Carnivac. And that's it. And Weird Wolf is at least better known than Carnivac, so that makes sense. Let's see. Mega Zarak is actually kind of surprising to see on the first list. About $430 still in box though. So like it's not up to like Ape Link levels, where a sealed Ape Link is probably way more expensive than this. But again, just a weird off repaint. Like, where is this? Like, I feel like there's a capsule line out there somewhere, like a future Walmart capsule line, where this is an easy repaint they could do of the Armada Megatron toy. And I might buy it. I love that the Botcon exclusive stuff is becoming, like, easy repaint fodder for, like, current Transformers. Like, I'm kind of enjoying it. There is an in-box Ape Link. Okay, $435. That makes sense. And then we get into a few duplicates. There's another Tigatron going for about $435, about, close to $450. That's about the price I think I saw it at when I found it in person. I think. It's starting to all blend together in my brain. This one surprises me. Okay, so Games of Deception. This is one of those sets that if you had gotten it brand new, like if you had gotten it like a year after this came out, this was such an expensive set to get because it was the only way to complete your 6 Seekers. Yeah, that kind of ended. This is the set that kind of pushed the Botcon claim of, these toys will never be available at retail, which you could argue they kind of are now. We've got Legacy Motormaster on shelves right now. I can go down to my GameStop and get one if I needed it. But you'll notice, but once they started doing those in Universe and Generations, plummet. Like, the value started plummeting because the demand was sated by an alternate release. And frankly, they all looked more unified, which is what everyone kind of wants in your Seekers. So, yeah, like, this kind of became superfluous. Like, those Seekers in that box set, like Thundercracker especially, went from, like, the most expensive figure in that box set to one that no one cared about. And then I think the only one now with real value is the Bug Bite. You'll notice that this set even includes 4 Classics toys, the 3 Classic Seekers who did come out, and just a Mirage, because why not? We'll throw in a Mirage while we're at it. And even all of that is still about $460. And if there was part of me that missed that classic Seekers mold a lot, that's not a price I would maybe consider that price just for the weird history this set has. I probably wouldn't spend it, but I would actually think about it. I've got the Shattered Glass Thundercracker. I still have that mold as Action Master Thundercracker. That's the only way I need that mold anymore. Well, the Invasion set, I consider this one of the weaker sets. I mean, now this one is incomplete though, so I can't really judge it. But this is a weird one because it's kind of Shattered Glass, kind of like quasi classics. It's a super weird set, super weird, but not complete. So that throws a monkey wrench in this. Shattered Glass Ricochet, why is he up to $450? It's just a crosswise repaint. It's just a crosswise repaint of a weird character, because like they did Shattered Glass Stepper, and they did Shattered Glass Stepper, and I think Armada Sideswipe colors, and then this one is kind of, more of an invented color scheme. I can't remember who Ricochet is based on. Why did they? How is he up to $460? That makes no sense. Here's a Tryon selling by itself for more than just Tryon and Weirdwolf did. Someone got a lucky shot there. There's a completed box set for the Games of Deception. I mean, none of the figures in there are bad. They're just outdated. We got another Tigatron going for $455. That seems to be where he's floating. Okay. Can you idiots on eBay please label your stuff correctly? This is not a Botcon release. This isn't even a North American release. Look, I know you want people to pick up on your super rare graded thing, but like at least label it correctly. Don't be an idiot. Wings of Honor set. This one is a little bit skewed because it went to Australia, but it's almost $500. I got the Wings of Honor set the first time I went to Frankensun in California. I paid a grand total of $300 for it. And apparently that box had been sitting there quite a while. And it took the nerd from Florida flying 2,200 miles. Well, no, because I stayed with Matt in Arizona. I stayed with my friend Matt in Arizona for that trip. So flew about, I don't know, all the way to Arizona plus a 6-hour road trip to California. Something along those lines, just to bring this box home. Yeah, so odd things, right? It's odd things I pick up. It's not a bad set. It's a lot of original characters, though. Like, you got to be into, like, the weird concept characters in that set. There's another Shockeract. Completely sealed that one. There's a proper boxed Invasion set. Man, the Metal Hawk in that set. That thing aged like milk in the sun. The face sculpt on that is so weird. The face sculpt on it is so weird. You can tell that whoever did the sculpting for the exclusives for FunPub had no idea how to render a human face, and it was hysterical at the time. Now it's just kind of sad to see how expensive that toy is. There's another weird one. $500 for a complete set of Nexus Prime. Now, because of the 13, Nexus Prime stock has gone way up as far as, importance as a character. At the time, it was just super weird, like translucent red and blue repaints of random Energon toys. You'd get one a year for being a subscription service member. And yeah, but if you stuck through it, it took 5 years to complete that toy. Well, technically, a little more than 4, technically. Point being, I kind of understand why this one's so expensive, because the Collector Club was not cheap. Was not cheap. But good on you if you got the whole thing. Keep it apart, because translucent plastic. Yeah. Oh, what is this set? Oh, this was like the, this is like second chance. Like, this is like the second go round for like Shattered Glass stuff, right? Oh, this is subscription service again. Okay. So yeah. Counterpunch, Starscream. There's a Toxitron in there. It's a weird. I didn't even know they did a whole thing as a box set. I thought those were individual releases. Ah, well. Funny Starscream in there. Like they did the mold for Combiner Wars that was used for Ghost Starscream in Japan. Like basically an aerial bot with a Starscream head. And they repainted it for Shattered Glass colors. So it's a Starscream that never came out in his normal color scheme. Interesting little trivia there. There's another Ape Link. It's going for even more now. That one got up to 500, and that's with bids. So people are willing to bid up to 500 on that toy. There's $500 for these two again. Okay, one of the other monkeys from Botcon, Primal Prime, exclusive from the custom class. Custom class stuff always runs expensive because you're literally dealing with like what 20, 30 copies of a toy. My frustration with the fact that like I own all of the one Botcon I went to was 2010, and I still own all of the figures they sold for that convention, except for the Shattered Glass, or not the Shattered Glass, but the G2 Sideswipe, because that was the custom class toy, and a friend of mine got one super cheap, and I'm still frustrated he didn't offer it to me, but that's fine. Fair game to him. I am kidding. I am kidding. I've made peace with that. Okay, surprise, this one's up there. Okay, yeah, the Machine War set I thought was like a really lame set, but I know there's Machine War fans, so that's fine. More Shockract, more Tigatron, more Ape Link, more. Botcon Japan 1997 Galvatron Lava version. Okay, weird little vinyl toy. Probably some no. This is not something we ever really cover here. Geez, $600 for just like a weird yellow vinyl of Galvatron. Strange stuff. There's the G2 Redux for 500 and 100 shipping. Nice to see the set. The only set I was able to go and get in person is doing pretty well. Comic book art of Ape Link for 600. Didn't even consider that. Laser Beacon Buzzsaw from Dawn of Futures Past. Now, anything Dawn of Futures Past is going to be crazy expensive, but yeah, that's essentially the Beast Wars Ravage take on Buzzsaw and Laserbeak, and it's a really cool set of figures. I kind of want a new Dive Bomb just so we can get these two. I would love that. Please. Thank you. Let's see. Here's a loose lot set. Can't really judge from that. Oh, Sentinel Maximus. This thing was such a mess. This was such a mess of an exclusive. So, if I recall right, something went wrong. I want to say either something went wrong with the production or just there was like some delay of some sort, and the toy was not ready for the Botcon or the OTFCC. You had to basically buy it and then wait for it to come in. So this one was a headache to get a hold of. 750 makes sense for how annoying that one was. Sealed Galvatron Lava version for 800. Okay, combine this is another Collectors Club set that you had to get one at a time. So there's Thunder Mayhem. It's such an ugly combiner. I acknowledge that, they made the Mayhem Attack Squad into a combiner, but it's such an ugly combiner. Dawn of the Predacus. Here's another one I thought was a terrible idea. I hated this set. I mean, I kind of get it, but also I think every mold selected in there is an awful fit. But that's just me, I guess. Still, $900. Jeez. That's insane. And there's Wreckage, the combiner made of like a bunch of weird Decepticon repaints they had done. Okay, yeah, 900. Like for weird combiner ones. Oh, that's actually shocking. So we did a troop builder tier list not long ago. I put the Virulent clones at the bottom because because you only get 2 per pack. They were exclusives and they're very slow production run, and they are kind of dull, I think. The fact that someone got over $900 for 2 loose ones is insane to me. Games of Deception with all, okay, so the box set itself, Lame. Okay, like, okay, I understand $400. $1,000 for all of the pack-ins, all of the like souvenir sets, which includes like the weird Springer, which is actually a really cool figure. I've got it. The Alpha Trion, the Weird Wolf, all that. Okay, for 1,000, that makes sense. We get the key to Vector Sigma there too. Stunned a con job. Once upon a time, I had an offer on this, $1,000 for one. Now I had an offer to get one of these for 700. 700 shipped, I think, and I really wish I could have bit the bullet on that and gotten it, but at the time, like, I was already like about to go on a trip, which was going to eat all of my budget, so I knew I could not afford it, so I had to skip, and I still regret it because I would have loved to have actually owned the original set and not doing 1,000 for it. Incomplete Dawn of Futures Past. Okay, I see all 5 members. I see missiles and weapons. It makes me wonder. I'm not going to start clicking on listings, but it does make me curious what is missing from it. I'm going to bet it's one of the keys, because one of those keys is absolutely just painted, or 4 of them are painted. I can't remember. I can't remember like what color the key actually was. If it was that dark silver or that bright one. Point being, it looks like the keys. Looks like they definitely have some replacement keys in there. And still, $1,000 for the set. It's my favorite set. I'm never going to own it. There's the loose Dawn of Predacus set. Weird that it's sold for more than the boxed one. Pirates versus Knights. Again, this is another one of those sets that I thought, like, how is it this expensive? You've got a Jinrai that's based on Fire Guts Super Convoy, which is, or Fire, I guess it was Fire Guts Jinrai, wasn't it? Okay, fine. But then you're like, Ferrac? No one knew who Ferrac was. People barely know who Ferrac is now. I mean, the DevCon's cool. The Scorponok's kind of thrown together. That Scorponok kind of defied Botcon's like internal rules of never reusing molds, because they used that one for 2010 for Double Punch. And I didn't like how that Scorponok looked. They forced the headmaster of the original toy onto that mold, and it looks bad. I don't care about your nostalgia in this case. That toy looks bad. Full cast of Botcon 2010, so the Pirates versus Knights. The weird Shattered Glass things thrown in too. Yeah, Botcon just took the Shattered Glass so many times. There's a sealed Predacus for 1,200. 1,300 for the Pirates versus Knights. Why? The set is awful. I'll never understand. I'll never understand. Okay, Shattered Glass, Megatron, and Rodimus. $1,900. Shattered Glass OG stuff is absurd. Absolutely absurd. You know, we got the Rodimus. They did a modern version of the Rodimus, which was cool. I really wish they would do like a full-size Energon Megatron. I love that design. I would love to get the Botcon retool of it. I'd love to get the Galvatron repaint. I would love that black, gray, and bright green one they were going to do. That one looked so neat. And they didn't do it, because I never get the repaints I really want. Dawn of the Predacus figure bag set, 1,900. Why? Why did you spend almost $2,000 on one of the most nonsensical combiners? I will never get over this. Tarantula shouldn't be an APC. He's too big for it. And it's not even like, oh, but he's got all the wheels to mimic the legs. Idiot, there's 6 wheels there. He's an arachnid. It's a bad fit. It's not a good mold for him. The Ravage looks horrible, and it's using one of the worst Combiner War molds. And then I don't know what you're doing. Again, you're using the tank. The tank is the worst mold. It's 2 of the worst Combiner War molds in one Combiner. And I'm always going to harp on this. The Tripredacus Council were only red because of the lighting in the scene. The animators and directors admitted that it was all lighting because the models were incomplete. I guess. I know, I get frustrated. I get way too frustrated about that set. Antagony for $2,000. I would have thought that doing the Gen Selects Antagony would have maybe done a little bit of damage to this one. Apparently not. For a toy that's shelf warmed, the repaint of Inferno is like crazy expensive. It's not even a one-off. There's another antagonist selling for $2,000. Coming up to the top of the list, there's Heroic Megatron and Evil Rodimus again. This one not completely sealed, $2,200. Shattered Glass, and again, same two, $2,500. We're coming up to the top now. And, yep, that is the top. That is your most expensive Botcon toy that is recently sold on eBay. No surprise, it is the Shattered Glass box set sealed for $3,800. Dawn of Futures Past, I think, is the most inventive and coolest Botcon set, but we'll be honest here, like, yeah, the Shattered Glass is by far the most popular. There's no wonder why Hasbro has been doing these as, like, go-to repaints for a lot of their modern figures. Yeah, some of that is, like, really surprising. Like, a lot of the sets that I thought were just terrible, that really should not have any real demand, for some reason have reached like very, very high dollar marks. I will not understand why the Pirate versus Knight set is so high. I will never understand why the Dawn of Predacus set is so high. But, you know, who am I to say what it is worth? It's worth whatever you objectively think it is worth, and that is all your spending. So, you know, who am I to judge? You know, I have spent stupid money on stupid things because it just hit me in the sweet spot. So, I don't understand it. This is just me kind of reacting to it. So, there you go. Yeah, and hopefully this is educational. Now you don't have to look it up yourself. Like, why? why is the red combiner so expensive? Okay, I will go lament on my perception of Botcon toys now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this was amusing to somebody out there, and I will see you next time.
Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.